everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, welcome back if you're not. If you are a lover of all things beauty, handbags, luxury, and fashion, you've come to the right place. My name is Cece and welcome. Hope my hair looks okay. All right, guys, it has been a while since I've seen you. I've missed you all. I did take a little bit of a break from social media. I did have my dad visiting this past weekend, and it was really nice to just unplug, take a little bit of a break, and not give myself the pressure of having to upload content every single week. So unfortunately, things have gotten quite busy, so I may not be able to upload content on a consistent weekly basis, but I promise you I will try to upload content as often as I can. The last time I filmed, I had shared the Hermes journey being over. Well, not over, but I did score my quota bag, which I have right here, my beautiful Birkin 30. So today I'm going to be doing an in-depth review comparing the Birkin against my Margaux 10. Now, the Margaux is a bag by the Row that has grown in popularity. The Margaux has often been compared to Hermes Birkins and has been said to supposedly be the new Birkin. I don't necessarily think that's true, but I'll get into the specifics and details as to why and whether or not I agree or disagree as we go into this video. I do just want to give a huge shout out and thank who is sponsoring today's video, which is Ideaure Jewelry. I think it's pronounced Ideaure, Ideaure, but I will include all of the details below. I do just want to start off by saying that I have become obsessed with jewelry recently. I do still love my handbags, don't get me wrong, but jewelry has become a very close second. And going into the fall and winter season, I'm especially loving the idea of mixed metals. I am wearing some jewelry today, which includes some of the Ideaure pieces. I will get into detail about which pieces specifically, but I do just want to start off with this ring here. So I'm wearing my Hermes ring, and I will include links to everything down below in the description box, along with a discount code you can use for 15% off, code GGL. I'll flash it up on the screen as well. If you've been watching other influencers, you'll see that she's been wearing a Spinelli Kilcullen ring, and it is known for its mixed metals and edgy sort of design. It is an absolutely beautiful, stunning ring, and I do plan to incorporate it in my collection in the near future. But in the meantime, Ideaure has a very similar ring reminiscent of the Spinelli Kilcullen, and it is the one right here that I am wearing. Now you'll see it's got the mixed metals, it's got the middle row of diamonds, and I'll include a little close-up there for you guys. This one is not mixed metal. This is all gold plated with, they're not real diamonds, obviously. But I've washed my hands with these rings. I've worn them time and time again. I've been wearing them for a little over a week now, and I have not, thankfully, had any issues with tarnishing or discoloration or any of that. I have to say the rings are well made. They're good quality. Price point is amazing. They're very edgy and fun. I've been wearing this ring nonstop. And in fact, when I went to Neiman Marcus to have a facial at the La Mer counter, I was speaking with one of the jewelry sales associates at Neiman Marcus who specializes in Spinelli Kilcullen, and I was telling her I was very interested in that ring. I happened to be wearing this ring that day, and she looked at my hand and said, "Oh my gosh, you have one. It looks beautiful on you. You're wearing it. It looks great." She didn't realize that this was not Spinelli. Talk about a really good dupe, very good lookalike for a fraction of the cost. Again, I'm going to include links to everything down below. Feel free to check them out. Highly recommend. Shipping is fast and free. Everything is US based. They have a ton of different options, mixed metals, fun, edgy pieces. They also make other pieces, not just rings. They have necklaces, earrings. I will include the 3 pieces I am wearing down below. The second one is this middle ring finger here. This one is a mixed metal, and it's got the gold and silver. This is known as one of their spinner rings, which is actually known to help people with anxiety, which I have, because you can kind of just fidget around and spin the ring on your finger. How cool. Love the look of these rings. I've been wearing it on this finger. And then of course I've got this one here, the smaller spinner ring that they have. And I've been wearing this one stacked with my Aura ring. And I think it's just beautiful. It's just such a well-made piece. Got that hammered metal look in the middle. And this one is teeny, but it does spin. It does have a little spinning effect to it. So you can stack these up and get a look like this. This is a whole one piece. These are not stacked. So it's one piece. You can't separate them. They're all kind of stuck together. But I love it because you get that stacked ring, but it's so easy to take on and off. You don't have to worry about stacking each individual ring. You get the stacked look accomplished. All right, let's go ahead and get into today's video comparing my Hermes Birkin 30 against my Margaux 10. Now, I recognize that these sizes are pretty different. Let's do a quick close-up. Drop length handle. I feel like the Margaux is generous and the handles are rolled very similar to the Birkin, but they're thinner than the Birkin. Birkin has a little bit of a thicker handle. I do have twillies on this, so it's gonna seem thicker automatically just because of the twillies, but it is thicker in general, the handle, compared to the Margaux. The drop length is a little bit similar, with the Margaux being just slightly longer, but I would say that the Birkin is probably a little wider, slightly wider. I can still wear both of them pretty comfortably. No issue there. Right now, I have been wearing the Margaux bag, so I do have a few items in here. Quite a few fits in here. The one thing I will say that I don't like about it is the fact that you can't open this or widen it. It's got the side buckles here. I've talked about unbuckling this buckle and just kind of letting it hang loose. I haven't done it because I kind of like the way the bag looks. I like the fact that it's cinched in like that, but it is a pain to get in and out of. I suspect the larger sizes make it much easier. This is a 10, so it's on the smaller size, which means the opening of the bag is much smaller too. Having to put this wallet in while it fits in the bag, I do have to do a little maneuvering to get it in and out. I have to kind of put it in at an angle. See, like when I first put it in, kind of sticking out there. So I have to put it in at an angle, and it's just fussy. It's not as user-friendly as the Birkin. It does fit a good amount. The Margaux 10 and the Birkin, I would say the Margaux 10 fits just slightly less compared to the Birkin. This is the Birkin 30, remember? So the Birkin 30 is going to be a little bit bigger. I kind of wish I had the Birkin 25 for comparison in this video, but I don't. I have the 30 and the 10, but that's okay. The 12 might be a little bit more comparable in size to the 30. The 15 I think is too big. The leather quality, I think that is the one thing that they share in terms of similarity, right? So this is the Birkin with the Togo leather in the color gold with the palladium hardware, and then this has silver hardware in the rose beautiful calfskin grained leather, which is very similar to the Togo. I would say the Togo is a little grainier, and I did this as well where I kind of compared the two on my Instagram. Head over to my Instagram if you don't already follow me. On my Instagram, I did compare the leather on the Margaux to my Eveline TPM, the Clemence leather. Clemence leather is definitely softer than this, a little mushier. It's just, they're both just so stunning. They're really stunning bags. You can kind of see the difference there between the leather. Very, very, very similar. Now, will the Margaux be the new Birkin and replace it? No, absolutely not. A Birkin is a Birkin because it is a Birkin. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Margaux is this gorgeous bag. It is very much a minimalist bag. The one thing that I do like and prefer over the Margaux compared to the Birkin is the fact that the Margaux is definitely more understated. There's no logo. There's no in-your-face obvious signs that it is a Margaux other than perhaps its shape, but if you don't know, you don't know. I love that about the Row. It's a little more understated. I believe, in my opinion, Birkin has become very, very popular. Almost everyone can recognize a Birkin. You can spot a Birkin from a mile away. The details are very distinct and very obvious, and I think the twillies and the bag charms just kind of throw it over the top. Don't get me wrong, I love my twillies and my bag charms, and I've recently really become a bag charm girly. I will link the creator of these bag charms, by the way, below. They're from Etsy, and I absolutely adore these bag charms. I did receive a few more. These were not gifted, these were purchased. I found this Etsy shop on my own. They make bag charms out of genuine leather. Everything is handmade, beautifully made, but they did gift me a few more after I reached out and I reviewed them and posted and shared some of their items. They did give me a discount code I was able to share on my Instagram, which changes often, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and link the shop below so you'll know where to find them. Now that I'm looking at the two, I feel like this one needs some bag charms. This one needs a twilly and some bag charms to kind of dress it up a little bit and make it cuter. I do love its understated, simplistic, minimalist look. That's one of the things that drew me to the Margaux. Would I get another Margaux? Yes, I am still interested in the 15. I would love to add the 15 into my collection. And of course, I just bought my Hermes Birkin. So I am putting myself on Ban Island at least for a while. Maybe we'll see in Christmas. The other thing is too, I have a lot of handbags in my collection. So I've been thinking maybe it's time to start reinvesting into jewelry. and take a break from handbags. I sold a couple of items in my collection. I think I'm taking a little bit of a break, but I would love a Margaux 15. I still can't find the Margaux 15 in the burgundy. I've been looking for it everywhere. Burgundy or the dark brown, it's really hard to find. That said, if you are interested in purchasing one of these bags and you have neither in your collection, which one would I recommend first? I think it depends on many things. One, it depends on your price point. Two, it depends on your relationship with Hermes. Are you on the journey? Have you been on the journey? Are you planning on starting the journey? Are you not interested in the journey? Would you consider pre-loved, in which case it's often double the price and for many out of reality's reach? I think that the Row has undergone or is in the process of undergoing price increase. They were recently, a few large companies invested in the Row, which leads me to believe that if there hasn't been a significant price increase yet, there will be. One is coming, believe it or not, mark my words. So if you are thinking about getting one of these two bags, I would probably start with the Margaux because it's a little more attainable and realistic, and definitely you want to jump on it before any price increases happen. It is a harder to find piece, so you'd have to kind of scour the website. I happened to be looking for weeks on end, and this beauty happened to pop up one day on their website, so I immediately jumped on it. If I had to choose between the two and I was only going to keep one and I was not interested in having both in my collection, then I would say save for the Birkin. This bag is just a classic. It pays for itself almost, right? In girl math, it's free. It's free because I could take this bag and sell it pre-loved and make the full amount that I paid in profit. Now, the reality of it is building up that relationship and that pre-spend, you're really not making money unless you do it several years down the road because of all that money you've spent on a pre-spend basis to get to the bag. From an accounting standpoint, it's not necessarily an investment in that sense, but if you hold on to it and wait a few years, with inflation, I think you could absolutely make a profit on a Birkin bag. There are people that do travel to Europe and go into an Hermes boutique hoping to score a quota bag on their first visit without having a pre-spend. I don't know if people are really successful in doing it or not. I've heard stories where some of them are, but if they are, I've heard of people taking those bags and then immediately putting them on the pre-loved market and making a profit. The amount that they spent plus, so double the amount. They're getting their money back and then on top of that making additional money. So it is a big investment. It's a good investment in that sense if you're going to hold on to it and wait for that inflation to potentially make a profit, or you're getting it overseas or somewhere in Europe where you don't need a pre-spend and you can get it at the first visit. That said, I love both bags very much. I think they're both very different bags, very separate and distinct. There are some similarities, but I don't think that they're really a one-to-one comparison. To me, you're comparing apples to oranges. There's a lot of differences. For one, the shape, the size. I think the closest in terms of bags that come to a Birkin is maybe the Sac de Jour from Saint Laurent. There might be a few others. This one is unique because again, it's got that beautiful cinch in the middle. I think that that is part of what I love about this bag. It's got a little bit of like a doctor's house call bag shape, which I think is so cute. It comes with the crossbody strap, which is great. This does not come with a crossbody. So if you're looking for a crossbody, go with the Kelly or go with the Margaux for sure. Those are my thoughts on the two. I think they're very different, but they're each beautiful and unique in their own way. They do both have feet at the base. So you've got the four sort of feet there that protects the leather of the bag if you set it down. Same with the Row. They have a sticker there. It's kind of peeling off. I'm not ready to take the stickers off of either bag on the feet. They both have like somewhat minimal hardware. I would say the Row is definitely more minimal. The hardware on the Birkin, you've got a lot more hardware because you've got these pieces here, the buckle, the turn lock, the lock, of course. So you've got a little more hardware going on here, but still fairly minimal. Stitching, I also love. So what's interesting about the stitching is that Hermes makes their stitching pop, especially on the Birkin, especially in this color, because you've got the gold color leather and then the white stitching up against it, which to me is one of the reasons I love this bag so much. The Margaux has the stitching match the bag. So you can still see the detail of the stitching, which is absolutely beautiful, but it matches the bag, so it kind of blends a little bit more, giving it more of that minimal feel and look. You really can barely pick it up on camera. You can't really see the stitching there. I think in terms of weight, the Margaux is definitely lighter. It's a very light bag, but the Birkin is not heavy. I think the Margaux is a little bit lighter, but they're both very comparable. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.